Hello, everyone. Grateful to be here with you today in the 999 energetic as I record this energetic transmission and energetic conversation and message with the Council of Light. It is the 999 Stargate. So take a moment, if you wish, to just connect to that energetic. And it's really all about, they're calling it a cosmic completion. It's so much more than that. But one of the layers of it is cosmic completion. And what are you closing the door on at this time so that you can welcome the new? And so we're going to dive deeper into all the layers of what this Stargate, this portal really has. There's a lot to unpack, actually. It's a combination of endings, new beginnings. So if you want to join us for that transmission, even if it's after the fact, you can find it on our website. And I'll put a link below to that 999 Stargate transmission. But the message today that we really are inviting you to connect to is that as we traverse this very auspicious time, and it's like overlapping cycles within cycles, endings, new beginnings. It is something we all, if you're listening to this recording, you're one of the all have been preparing lifetimes for. And it's a glorious time. There's so much energetic potential here for us to actually step into that, which we have been, again, for lifetimes working to attain, to move into, to actualize. And so for some of you, you may have been feeling like, oh, is it ever going to happen? Like if you're running a marathon and you're on that last leg and it feels like it's when this is going to end. And so we're going to bring in some energy to help you with that kind of shift in perception so that you can recognize that you are at the leg of the journey where you get to complete the struggle-based ways of evolving and the perhaps lack limitation experiences and actually graduate. And you're being invited to graduate at this time. The energetics are supporting it, this grand graduation opportunity. Now it's a free will choice based. So if we choose to stay in the old stories of the not enough, the lack, limitation, to continue to reinforce it, struggle in it, it's not that this time of graduation is bestowed upon us. We as conscious free will beings get to choose it or not. And so we're encouraging you to lean into what is my choice? And am I as a creator being that is one with infinite source, that was given free will at point of inception in the heart of source, at my spark level, my origination point, am I choosing to graduate at this time or to continue to run what I've always run? And no one can choose it for you. And they're using the analogy now of graduation from high school. And if it's not just handed to somebody, like they have to go to the classes, they have to do the jump through all the hoops, say yes to the things that allow them to be able to graduate and then choose to graduate and receive the diploma. And I'm being shown the idea of not showing up to class and maybe missing too many days and then you can't graduate. So it's this idea of, it's not that it has to necessarily, we're not talking about your worth being earned. It's not about worth. Your worth is innate, is eternal, it is yours. But it is about you are the only one that can choose it for you, that can claim it for you, that can walk the stage and accept the diploma. You get to do it if you choose. It's here. The presentation is present. The energetics are present. The waves are here to ride into the higher octave. And what does that mean? Well, it means that this is the time, it's the precipice of retiring separation consciousness in a big way. So if you've been working toward that, you're ready to claim your seat in the oneness. It's not that everybody incarnated on earth at this time can just accept a diploma to move into oneness. It has to be chosen from a place of readiness, from a place of, they're saying readiness to graduate. And if you're listening to this recording, you know what we're speaking to. You've been working consciously to retire that which no longer serves you, to release conclusions that are based in separation perspectives and points of view that were never true. But we know that because we are conscious free will choice beings, if we choose to agree and align with something, it will appear to be true for us because we are that powerful. And our choice, our belief in something is what gets validated. What's running in the fields unconsciously and agreed to unconsciously gets validated in our experience of ourselves. And because you have been chipping away at the separation consciousness, structures, constructs, belief systems, grids, unplugging, reweaving, preparing yourself to graduate, you can actually use this time to cross that stage and accept your diploma if you choose. And so we encourage you to let go of any sense of defeat or learned helplessness, or it's like disappointment, where you feel like this should have happened already, or you thought you had chosen it 10 years ago, but it didn't happen. And so now you're just doing your time until this incarnation is over. Whatever that is, probably isn't even yours. Are you willing to release it and create, evolve, transform, return it, whatever's appropriate, in this massive corridor that is optimal, malleable for transformation? If we were to give this umbrella of time that we are in right now a name, it would be incubation chamber for transformation. Massive. And it's going to be for each individual what you are ready for. What have you been working towards? And are you willing to let go of any conclusions that you can't have it? Including back into infinite potential, any of those defeat, disappointment, letdown energies that are no longer serving you. Retrieving your power back to have, to choose to have. We're just holding space for you to do that to the degree that you are choosing it for you. And when we speak about this umbrella of time, it's, again, cycles within cycles, but the one we want to highlight right now is that we just moved through the lunar, actually Luna is actually correct, but most of you know it as lunar. We're going to say Luna and help repattern that in consciousness. Luna eclipse on Sunday, the 7th, and today is the 999 gateway. And so there is a mini corridor here that we're at the culmination of on this 999 energetic, but then within that same arena is the cycle that starts on the 9/7, the Luna eclipse, that goes through the equinox on the 22nd and actually into the 23rd. We would actually include the 23rd because the equinox energy is a 3-day window. That's the window of time we wish to highlight, that you're being guided, if you choose, through this corridor that is ripe for reinvention, ripe for vibrational transformation, and the claiming of what you've become. You may have done this in the past and recognize that when you've done this in the past, it helps to inform this time for you. It wasn't for nothing. It has a cumulative effect. Will you allow this corridor to be the incubation chamber for your own personal vibrational transformation that allows you to step into and claim who you've become in a healthy, co-creative, conscious way with source, with your higher self, with your guides? We're going to bring in some energetic information to help you connect to that for you. And recognize that this is about you creating a more aligned, authentic you. It's like you're creating yourself. You're choosing to step into the next level of you, but it's co-creation with Source. Free will based. All co-creation is free will based, but you're a piece to the puzzle. So anywhere you've given your power just to the external, some source external, to choose for you what comes into your experience, what comes into your life, what you get to be, do, and have. Are you willing to take your seat within that? They're calling it a holy trinity of creation, where you're a piece to the puzzle. Your higher self is a piece to the puzzle. Source is a piece to the puzzle. You co-create. It's not you giving all your choice to something outside of you and just being along for the ride. And it's so a lot of what we're saying, that the challenge with this topic is that a lot of what we're communicating is going to be heard through the separation-based teachings in spirituality around creation and manifesting. And that is what we are inviting you to set on the shelf in order to welcome a whole new perception, way of relating to creation, co-creation as one with Source. Are you willing to let go of the conclusions, the judgments, especially the judgments around creation that have been conditioned, that somehow it's wrong or bad to desire, to want, to create a life that honors you? That somehow, as a spiritual being, you're supposed to just be along for the ride and at the mercy of whatever shows up, and you don't get to choose. I'm being shown that as a very conditioned spiritual teaching. And they're showing me all layers to it. We're supposed to suffer. We're supposed to lack. We're supposed to not have. We're supposed to be submissive. And then they use the word humble, but it's not the right definition of humble. It's like this less than energy. And so what is being invited at this time is the stepping into you as a being that is ready to graduate into and has become energetically aligned with you, with the version of you that functions as one with Source. And so, are you willing? Will you invite that for you? Will you let go of all the other ways, the distorted ways of relating to creation that are discordant, that have you believing that it's somehow wrong or bad to create or to want to create? You were designed in the heart of Source, in the image and likeness of the divine. The divine is the prime creator. You are a creator being. Are you willing to remember that? Not in separation, materialism, placing wants external, placing desire externally. That's not what we're pointing to. That's the old paradigm, that if you can release your resistance to that, you'll be able to hear what you're being called into. So are you willing to release any resistance you have to the old paradigm? Because that's not what this creating as one with Source paradigm is. It's the new. It's the oneness. It's the stepping into and remembering what you were created to be as an extension of Source itself. You were created to thrive. You were created to create beauty and love and joy and freedom and expansion and abundance. and to demonstrate the oneness way to all life so that they can eventually find their way back home. And so the way I'm being shown this is inviting each of you to connect to even if you don't intellectually know what it is, the world you're from, you as a soul connecting to the world you're from. We're going to help you with that. And connecting to the community there, the spiritual family you have there, and the ways of being and creating that function in your world, and even the paradigm, the way it's perceived, the way it's valued in your world. It's a divine aspect. And we're going to invite you to bring in that energetic information in your own unique way to help you remember that relationship with creating, that relationship with resources and having and being in the flow of creation and abundance and oneness. There's no lack. There's no judgment around creating, around having, around being a creator being. It's highly valued to express what you are in your world. And can you begin to open to moving into that, remembering that in a greater way? Will you choose in favor of embodying that version of you here while you're here, and not just along for the ride, but to be an ambassador for the oneness way, the valuing of creation itself, valuing of the being in the flow and the overflow and the bounty and the thriving, in the don't even have a reference point for lack. Good. And that's the version of you that you're being invited to graduate into if you choose. And we're bringing forward a series to help with that process. It'll be different. The thing is, I think with the name of the series being Creating as One with Source, there's a lot of assumptions made automatically in the title around what we're even going to do in that series or talk about. And I can tell you from my own experience with previous series that have been brought forward with the Council of Light, and this particular one, it feels very different. It feels otherworldly. It doesn't feel like we're going to be talking about, they're showing me all these books around manifesting that exist in our world today, that around money, around just whatever. It's not that. It's not that. They're not giving me any more information because what it feels like is it's going to very organically spawn from those who show up bringing in threads from their own unique star systems, galactic homes, that help to weave this very beautiful tapestry of how do we function as a galactic creator being, functioning in the oneness way fully, no lack, no separation. How do we do that here? How do we bridge the gap? How do we graduate into that version of ourselves? And it feels like a lot of back end rewiring, meaning grids, grid work, bringing in energetic templates, reweaving, releasing what no longer serves. And that is a process. And then they're showing me there's going to be coaching involved to help each one that joins individually craft their own unique way of being in their own rhythm of creation. What works for you as a being individually? And so there will be a coaching element. So every session will be unique. We'll do a transmission only session, and then it'll alternate with interactive sessions where we do a part transmission, part interaction, as well as email correspondence to support in that co-creation of you getting to hone your way of how do I step into this for me? How does this work for me? And they're showing the idea of graduating from like beauty school, and you have your own way of cutting hair, your own way of doing makeup, and it's unique to you. And so you're going to hone your way of what are your tools? What is your way of relating to it and moving into it? And then also the element of you can bring forward something you wish to create, experience yourself as in your life. And that can be what you focus on in the series with us, where we help you hone your way of bringing that forth. And it's really, there are no limits, they're saying, to what we're going to do, because again, it's crafted by those who take their seat. So we already have some of you registered. We're grateful to have you in the series. And we're going to announce today, we did offer a special savings that expired yesterday, but we're actually going to be offering an additional savings window where you can register between now and the onset of the series on the 14th, or they're saying the 13th. I'm sorry, it starts on the 14th, that the savings will last through the 13th of September of, did I write it down? I wrote down the code. Let me ask them to remind me how much the savings is. Okay, it's a savings of $270 off the tuition, and the code is Thrive25. So I'll put a link below to that series, and through the 13th, you can enroll for that $270 savings to join us in this grand graduation time of getting to remember what it even is to co-create as one with Source. And what a time to be alive. So there are layers to that. We're actually going to unpack some of those layers today, I feel like, in the 999 transmission, with the idea of allowing, being and practicing and cultivating, allowing. But I just know I've been in this seat before on the precipice of launching a series, and I know when it feels like something brand new. And that's what this feels like. It feels like something that's never been birthed, at least in my awareness and through me. So, and I read all those books, by the way, back in the day, all those books on manifesting. None of that ever worked for me, by the way. So that sounds like you. This feels like the perfect way for you to step into your next level. And there's so much more. They're saying it's going to be so much more than just remembering how to co-create as one with Source. There's other layers that are going to be brought in to help you basically get current with who you've become and use this energetic window of heightened transformation energetic to basically step into your next level. It's like create the next version of you, step into the next version of you. And so they're saying it's going to be much more than just honing and moving into what it is to create as one with Source. And there's going to be layers of remembering who you are in a more authentic way, in a deeper way. And so you can feel into it for you. You can feel into the energetic. I'll put a link below to the entire description. You can read that and feel into the energies far beyond the words to see if it resonates for you to journey with us in this series. It's a 6-week commitment, which is on purpose, because then that really puts you in a position to garner momentum in the direction you wish to move into. And so it's going to encompass that umbrella that we spoke to, because it goes from September 14th through October 19th. So it actually extends beyond the equinox. We actually meet. One of our sessions is on the solar eclipse, which feels super auspicious to me, because to me, it feels like a shift in identity, a shift in how you perceive yourself. And all the work that we bring forward is all about truth, aligning with the truth And that will not be different in this series than any other series we've ever offered, than any other transmission we've ever offered. So if it resonates to journey with us, we hope you will. Again, the coupon code to use in the online store is Thrive25, and that will last through Saturday, the 13th. Series starts on Sunday, the 14th. And if you get this after the fact, you can still join us. The recordings are going to be just as potent as being live. Okay, just checking in now. See if the guides have anything else they want to share. I wrote this down before I started the transmission. I'm going to read this because this feels like the basis of what we're being invited to remember. You as a creator being is not mutually exclusive to you as an awakened, aware, conscious, loving, and aligned spiritual being. You as a creator being is not mutually exclusive to you as an aligned, awake, and aware, conscious, loving, spiritual being. It all connects. And feel into the idea of you opening to receive more of what you are, and how that opens you more to the vastness of your infinite nature, to the truth of you as a being that is one with an infinite source. You are an infinite being that is one with an infinite source. May you align to that which honors you and choose in the direction of your greatest fulfillment, happiness, alignment, truth in this great grand corridor and cosmic completion gateway. Much love. Thank you for showing up.